Bee Swarm Simulator. This game has taken a serious turn since Nitro Macro made its appearance. And this turn is not a good one. Before the video starts, I want the following teams to do something. I want the red team to subscribe to my channel, the blue team to like this video, the white team should share this video with their friends, and the mixed team to do them all. Bee Swarm Simulator, as few of us know, used to be a quiet game where you have fun progressing more and more and don't give up until you complete your proposed goal. Well, in the old days, the game had advantages and disadvantages, and these are the following. One of the advantages is that you had a lot of fun playing the game with your friends, which you will not see nowadays. And one of the disadvantages was the fact that we only had fun during the Beastmas update. And after it was no longer in the game, everyone took a long break until the next update. The game was falling in popularity, down to 2K visits without the update. These days, since Nitro Macro made its appearance, once again, the game has advantages and disadvantages. But the disadvantages have a higher price than in the past, and the advantages are almost useless. When I say that the disadvantages have a higher price, I am referring to the fact that the advantages have also become disadvantages. And everything is due to Nitro Macro. Nowadays, the game used to have over 20K visits without any update. And with a Beastmas update, it reaches over 50K players, which is not bad for a developer. For a player today, Bee Swarm Simulator for him means a job. A daily routine that he has to follow, otherwise there will be consequences. By consequences, I mean that the Nitro Macro user sees the game as a great necessity. It's a normal day for him. He turns on his PC, enters Bee Swarm Simulator, and then sets his Nitro Macro to make progress. Otherwise, his active boosts will expire. This game no longer represents fun, the curiosity to discover new things, or to make new friends. He is captive in the game without realizing that what he is doing is not really good. At this moment, for him the game is an obligation. The negative effects begin to have their effect in everyday life. Nitro Macro will start by stressing and gradually destroying your PC, reducing its lifespan. Nitro Macro can also increase your bills, which I'm sure you don't pay, but your parents do, and are so stressed about paying double the price for an electric bill that was increased by the program you use. All these things happened to me while I was using this program. During that time, the computer that was bought by me extremely recently had started to behave strangely, to move slowly, and to have lag spikes, and I didn't even use the program every night. The electric bill had started to double at some point, something that made me think. And at some point, I managed to understand that what I was doing daily was not good. Many of you did not believe me, and preferred to spam me in the comments with hate, because I give my opinion and explain what happened to me. After I stopped using Nitro Macro, I reinstalled Windows, and the PC started to recover. I was panicking because I had recently bought my computer, and it was not going to be slow. I would also like to say that I felt forced to stay in the game. I felt stupid to miss a day without Macro. And I think that's what many of you feel even now, and I would never make the mistake I made back then. I don't want to go back to hell. As I said before, I'm just sharing my opinion with you, and I'm not forcing anyone to give up using Nitro Macro. And I also said that in life you have more options, more chances. So don't waste your other options, and think carefully about the choices you make, because some can have serious consequences. Nitro Macro has a very creepy backstory that will give you goosebumps. Nitro Macro release. Let's say release because it is not an official and reliable release. This release came out of nowhere, without any author, everything happening on a Discord server that allows you to download it. Everyone thought that this program was not created by the developer, but by someone unknown, whom they didn't even know. Since the appearance of my video about Nitro Macro, in which I share my opinion with you, more things have started to be revealed in my favor. Out of nowhere, the name of the creator of Macro appeared, which made me think, because until my video was released, the name was not there. This Bastion Oren appeared out of nowhere, saying that he is the developer of Nitro Macro.
Oh my god, bro.
After he introduced himself, He appeared the next day on the daily leaderboard. And in the same week, he appeared on the all-time leaderboard, which seemed extremely strange to me that someone would appear to be the creator of Natural Macro. And after that makes it look like he's actually playing the game. Funny, isn't it? Even funnier is the fact that at one point, the Bee Swarm Simulator developer got angry and vented his frustrations on Bee Swarm Simulator players. He said many bad things about us, such as the following. Who are we to give our opinion about the game? Are we experts in software development, game design? Those of you who at that time supported him, he doesn't even care about your opinion. And the message on the screen says it all. He doesn't even care that he lied about the promises and broke many promises. After that, he sends us to other games and doesn't want to accept community feedback. And at some point, the developer realized what he was doing was not good, and he deleted all the messages in which he hates the community, and came up with a new one in which he somehow acknowledges the mistake. But on half, because he wants to get away with some useless excuses. Things got worse along the way, and he couldn't stand it anymore. He also closed his own Discord server, the place where people share their feedback. What does all this mean, you ask? Well, they can mean the following things. Your feedback does not matter and is thrown in the trash. The right to express your own opinion on the community server has been taken away. The developer does not care that you support him in many ways. You are considered a hater if you want to change anything about him or the game. In short, you are just a pawn on the chessboard. You are only allowed to play the game and make profit. Your right to have fun is taken away, and the right to an opinion as well. All this because of the snake bite, from a good developer to a bad developer. This being the Bee Swarm Simulator developer. Everything has changed since he had a great idea that was going to be successful, not knowing where things were going. Knowing that his own idea will be successful, but at the same time, knowing that something is not legal and correct. He preferred to hide the reality from the community. From this point, Bee Swarm Simulator takes a big turn, reaching some big and unexpected statistics. Also from this point, the developer, knowing that this idea will bring him success in the long term, gave up working on new updates and preferred to reload the Beastmas event. This event taking place in the summer itself. This Beastmas event was supposed to be launched again in the winter, which actually happened. Well, indeed, his idea was successful. But it also came with consequences considering that the path the developer chose. This path being the wrong one. Today, Natural Macro wreaks havoc on both gamers and game development. The developer has income, but he will live his whole life out of envy and frustration, something that tends to depression. The community is fine with the in-game resources, but bears the consequences in everyday reality. I want to refer to the fact that in life, easy things come with big consequences. Everything is in vain if the community is against you, and in vain if you have some virtual things, if those in real life gradually disappear. Many of you are smart enough to understand, but at the same time, many do not understand the idea. Natural Macro destroyed the friendship in Bee Swarm Simulator, destroyed the communication in the game as well as on the community server, destroyed the updates, and many very important things. Nowadays, every time you go to a public server, you see a guy using Natural Macro with a few bees just to finish the game. I want to ask you something important, and I want you to answer me in the comments. Brothers, where do you see fun in this? What do you like about Natural Macro? It is a serious question, and I want to see what you will answer. Because of Natural Macro, I'm left alone. I don't have friends anymore. I don't have any fun anymore. I don't have anyone to share my happiness in the game with. They have all turned into haters and want to get on the leaderboards using a program that does everything for them. Where is the game we used to know? What did it come to? You will be surprised that there are still people promoting this harmful program. People that doesn't think about others, but only about personal needs. Why would I still support a developer after he lies to us countless times? This is just my opinion. I don't want you to understand anything else. I just think differently and realistically. I'm not the kind of man who lives on lies. I'm the kind of man who would do anything for his community. For the community I work to have. And I would never change. I would never cross that limit. I love my community, of course, like any other person. I want to be followed by many more people. But I prefer to do it in a normal way in which it does not affect the others who follow me. Maybe I sometimes exaggerated, but I didn't affect you in any way. That's why, when you come up with an idea like Natro Macro, there's no way back. You can't lie to everyone by saying that you weren't the one who created the program, that you can't do anything about it, that you love your community. Let's admit it and tell the truth. The truth that Natro Macro is not something random. In fact, after what I've seen, Natro Macro has some functions that can only work through the game script and not otherwise. All these indications point to the fact that this program could only be created by the Bee Swarm Simulator developer. A simple macro will never have those advanced functions that Natro Macro have. You managed to fool us, but not indefinitely. You are human, and so are we. From a simple idea to the negative things that are happening today. Who thought of such a thing? It's something unreal, as if detached from reality, something created by AI. And if you're wondering if Natro Macro is legal, well, no, it's not legal. The AI confirmed to me twice that this program, Natro Macro, is simply something illegal that violates the Roblox guidelines. The AI wants to tell us that the Bee Swarm Simulator developer and Roblox have rules against cheaters and those who use automation. The consequences are represented by a ban granted to the one who breaks the rules, and that is you, the one using this Natro Macro. So, think twice about what you do. The world doesn't play games anymore. Let a macro do it for them, which I find funny but sad at the same time. It's sad but true, and there's nothing you can do. You can't change someone who had bad intentions from the beginning, and today we live with the consequences of Natro Macro. I think most of you have already figured out the deal with Natro Macro before this video, but most of you didn't either. This video had the role of expressing my public opinion. My opinion does not have the role of affecting or forcing someone to believe what I think. Please think at least twice before doing certain things that may affect you and others. Take this opinion as advice and try to create your own opinion, an opinion of your own that I will ask you to leave in the comments of the video. We reached the end, so if you find this video useful, leave a like and subscribe to be notified when I post more videos. It was me, Zap Player, your favorite troll. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay cool. Bye bye.